Hello, I'm Sandra Shevey, and this week I'm going to revisit my interview with Bobby Fischer, the chess champion. This was really hard work, as you will hear when you listen to the interview. Fischer was the enfant terrible of chess. He was the first American to take the championship from the Russians, who held it for a very long time. He took the championship by making demands which very graciously were met by the Russians, i.e. no TV cameras, will play in a back room, all this kind of thing. And on the basis of this, he won the championship. I interviewed Fischer at Grossinger's hotel up in the Catskill Mountains, which I thought was a strange place for him to be hiding out or living or resting in between matches, but nonetheless, there he was. He was very unwilling to talk about himself or about his genius or about his complexities or about the problems even which he found within the chess world and within the world of merchandising the chess world. It was very hard going, but I think this is part of the genius of Bobby Fischer. He made demands of me and the way I did the interview and what I was going to write and how he was going to do it, in the same way that he made demands when playing a chess game. I won't say that I acceded the way the chess people did, because I didn't. I got my full interview on tape despite his objections. I do hope you enjoy the interview.
You see, the Russians don't mix.
Oh, that's right.
They're afraid of mixing with the Western,
Because
they don't eat with their own, with fellow Russians. They always come with a couple of Russians, so they don't mix.
And and even though the Americans come together, they do.
Yeah, sure. We do whatever we want to do, but they're afraid.
That they might, because of a personality thing.
They're afraid somebody that may quote them as having said something against the regime or something. Or just they're afraid maybe it'll look as if they're too friendly with a Western player, suspicious. So they don't mix with Western players.
So you can't psych them out at all, sort of psychologically, because
no, they don't mix. They don't mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be something, I guess, if an American one, it's sort of like the competitive spirit is more of a driving force than the communist subsidy, as it were.
Yeah, that's right.
What about some of the shows? I see it was a David Frost thing I saw up there. I saw a David Frost something or other.
What about?
I don't know. You keep souvenirs from your TV.
Yeah, not much. No.
Yeah, what kind of a part does that play in the whole thing? Getting the live cover and getting on the talk show.
Well, that's important for publicity, and under our system, publicity, leads to money, right? Yeah, that's all.
It doesn't faze you at all, though. I mean, it's.
No.
And what about that comment on Frost that I mentioned before about you said if it's not, you felt put out or put off that they said that you were just that you were put out. They said it's the will to win is what you have.
Oh yeah, well Frost didn't say that. This other guy did,
right.
From the Federation, and he made it seem as though I'm not really that great a player. Just I try harder or something,
Yeah.
So I didn't like that remark. But
why not?
He said, I am that great a player,
You don't think that's personal egotism, or just?
Well, I mean, just because I want to win, everybody wants to win.
No, but I mean, you don't consider that it might be personal egotism on your own part to have that, to feel that to feel that you really are superior. Or
the results always, the results.
In terms of like American players, how do you stand? I mean, would you be the youngest American? You'd be the first American to win the world championship. Would you be the youngest player to have won the world championship?
Well, this is a long story. Not officially, I've been the world champion unofficially for about the last 10 years. And I've been considered the world champion by people who know what's going on in chess. But officially, I won't be the youngest because the Russians have got that for themselves. They have all of those things for themselves.
Yeah, I remember
and I would have been champion in '62, but the Russians rigged the tournament. I would have been 19. No, I would have been I would have been 63. I would have been. I would have been 20. Yeah.
Yeah, but I heard that you felt sorry. You were sort of remorseful that you had said that the Russians rigged the tournament.
No, I never said that.
Was that in California where they wanted you to play at Mrs. Piotrowski, something like that? They wanted you to play it at 10 in the morning or something. How did they rig the championship?
That wasn't no. Wait. Well, why don't we stop the tape? I don't like the tape. That's gonna mess up the whole. I don't want to be on tape no more.
I need the tape. Listen. I'm sorry. I can't take notes. It'll be too much to take notes. I need you to to give me exact quotes. What are you saying that's going to be that damaging? I can't see. I've interviewed movie stars who have their whole career simply by what they say because they're personality people, and they're not as uptight about doing a tape.
But I'm sure you can take notes. I mean,
I can't.
You're a professional journalist.
I've never taken notes. I've always worked by tape. Because that's the only way to, I mean, when you give me an anecdote or something, I have to get the way you say something. If I'm going to start writing it down, why are you being so difficult about it?